Okay, so why did I think this was the right angle? Let me move some things. There we go. Oh, that's a receipt. What, Barnes & Noble? Yep. Oh, my computer's about to die. Are you charging? You are, thank you. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be talking about my February wrap up because, you know, how I said you would be getting some actually, I'm glad that I'm actually going through on my promise of like actually wrapping up all the months. It is April 30th and I'm finally doing February. Yeah. So should we just get started? Yes. This month, I only had 1 5-star, 2 5 stars, 2. I had 2 5 stars and one of them was a reread, so that was not very good. Yeah, okay, so the first book I read is The Night Swim. This was a 4-star. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot because it kind of felt like an adult version of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. An adult just because the main character was an adult. I guess it was a little bit more mature than that as well, obviously. It's basically a lot of like courtroom stuff because the main character like sits in on the courtroom antics and reports back to her podcast about it. So I thought it was really good. Next one is one I did not like. I don't feel like it's the same genre, but yeah, anyway, so it's Finley Donovan is Killing It. I gave it 2 stars. I did not like this book. Okay, so it's supposed to be like a cozy mystery and it was just like not what I was expecting because I went into it I had seen videos and reviews about it and it just like gave me the wrong impression and like I can't say it without spoiling the book. Yeah, anyways, I'll just tell you what it's about. So the main character, she's a mother and basically she's at Panera's talking about her new book that she's gonna be writing or releasing, whatever. Someone overhears it at the Panera's and is like, and they ask her to be a hit woman and to kill their husband. So yeah, that is the plot of the book. The beginning, I was into it. I'm not gonna lie, I was into it in the beginning, and then it just went downhill when it didn't live up to my expectations. I just think maybe cozy mysteries are not my thing. The next one is To Love Your Enemy Volume 2, which is a webtoon. I give this 3 stars. I would potentially move it down to a 2. I loved the first volume of this. I just thought it was so much better. Like it was so good. This one was so disappointing because the main character, I wanted to strangle her. And I feel like a lot of people would agree. She kind of just screwed up. Like, okay, so this is like a romance webtoon, but it didn't even feel like it because the main character sucks. She is like, she treats the guy like a child. Like, she kind of just shuts him down on everything. So that was not appealing. And I kind of wish I didn't finish it just because it kind of ruined the feeling of the first volume for me. But yeah, would not recommend. Or maybe like stop halfway, I don't know. Okay, the next one is All in Pieces by Suzanne Young. This author wrote one of my favorite series, the Program series. I've only read 2 of the books. I think there's like 6. Yes, I still love the author. Except one of her other series I did not like, but anyways, we're not gonna focus on that. This one, I thought it was good. I had a good time reading it. The only thing I can remember is that this main character is like in an alternative school or something because she has really bad anger problems. That's all I remember. Yeah, but I remember little about the book, though I did give it 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars, yes, but I remember very little about it. But I do remember staying up most of the night reading it, so it must have been good. Anyways, so our monthly physical book is Kingdom of the Cursed. I think I've read 1 physical book a month this year. No, wait. I don't think I read any in April. That's so sad. Yeah, I read absolutely no physical books in April, but in February and March. Wait, did I not read one in March? Never mind. It's just 2 out of the 4 months that I read a physical book, apparently. Anyways, I read this. I actually read this pretty quick too because I was very, very much enjoying it. It was very entertaining. Unfortunately, I don't remember much about the first book to even compare the 2, but I ended up giving both of them 4 stars. So yeah, I had a good time. I love the cover. I love the main characters, actually. Some people were saying that the main girl got on their nerves, but honestly, I really like her. I had no problem with her. I don't think at any point in the book. I liked the setting of this. It takes, well, is that a spoiler? Guys. Okay, I won't say what it is. I just really like the setting of this book. And the, like, you know, because, okay, picture this. You're a writer. You can write the most beautiful clothing, the most beautiful room, the most beautiful place to live imaginable. Immediately what they did in this book. It was so pretty, and like I just love that you can write whatever you want for the main character to wear, especially because this is magic. They can just like, and then you got the most expensive looking, like it's so fun that you can do that in this, and that did happen, and I loved it so much. I think I liked this a little bit more than the first one, but I mean both of them were fun. They were both fun. I'm very excited for the next one. There was a reveal in this that made me feel like an idiot, because I'm gonna say it was not the most unique. I've 100% read it before, but I just, in my mind, like, I didn't even think of that as a complete, like, possibility. It was very, like, looking back, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That should have been my first immediate thought, but it was not. So I guess that's cool that I didn't think of that, but, like, I should have. So that is, yeah, there we go. The next book I read is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I'm not going to talk about this at all because I have a vlog coming out. I'll just tell you what it is. It's reading books that are going to make me cry, so we're not going to talk about that, but I did read that. Next is, I read a novella called Last Breath. It's For the Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. I'm not going to talk about that. I gave it 3 stars. It was very short, very probably unnecessary. Yeah. The next book I read is a reread. It is A Court of Thorns and Roses. I gave it 4 stars upon reread, which makes complete sense because I remember the first time I read it, I thought it was like very slow in the middle, and yes, it is. I just was like, it was just so new to me, like the world. I hadn't really read like fae books before, and I really like had a good time exploring like a new subgenre that I was like able to look past that. But now that I've read a lot more and read the book before, like I could see that it was not a full 5 stars, and that I didn't like any of the characters except Farah and Rhysand, like, you know. And Nesta, I love Nesta, like, let's just say. I think the reason I didn't like think about her character at all the first book is because I didn't think she was going to be a character. Like, she was so quickly discarded, like the first couple chapters, that I just did not think she was ever coming back in the story. So next reread is Thernal Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I'm in Zoe's Thernal Glass readathon, read along, and I've only read this and half of Crown of Midnight, which is fine. I will get to the next ones very soon because I love Air of Fire so much. So yeah, anyways, I give this 4 stars as well. The writing in this was a big problem for me, and reading this again, I did not like Dorian or Kale. I never liked Kale, let's get that straight. I've never liked him ever. Dorian though, I loved Dorian so much. I would have laid down my life for him. And then now I'm like, he had no personality. I still like him a little bit more than Kale. Let's say that. But no. I think I will begin to like him more later on just because of how his character develops, that I really like. And then Kale, like, yeah. Kale. And then The Santa Suit was the next book I read, and I gave it 1 star. I thought this was gonna be a cozy Christmas romance, but it ended up being the dumbest, like, mystery ever. It was literally finding out who owns a Santa suit in the house that she was moving into. Why would I care at all? And I didn't, so I DNF'd it. Yeah, I think there was gonna be a romance in it, but it was so bad. Like, it was like, I was just sitting there like, what is this? So I DNF'd it. The next book was not bad at all though. It's called 7 Days in June, which I gave 5 stars. Favorite book of the month. This is about 2 people. They met when they were younger, and they both were bullied in school. They were just like having a hard time, and both of their childhoods were rough just in their families in the first place. Something happens to where they end up not seeing each other for many years, but now they're both authors, okay? Follow. They're both authors, and they still haven't seen each other in a long time, but they've never forgot about each other because they now write about each other in their books. Both of them are fiction books, but they write their characters after each other. I don't know if they consciously think that or not, but like, it's very obvious. Eventually, they meet up again. The main girl character, she does not know. She's confused why he never contacted her again. He knows the full story, but he just hasn't told her, so she's kind of harboring anger. Like, oh, why would you do that? It's so good. Next and last book is A Court of Mist and Fury. Of course, I had to give it 5 stars again just because it's my favorite Sarah J. Maas book. Anyways, I love it so much. It was so fun seeing the characters again after like now, like I now am very, like I know all of them, all their personalities and everything, but rereading it, like I gotta meet them again for the first time and just see how it was the first time I saw them. Like, it was, And I just had like favorite scenes that I remembered, and it was exciting to see them again. So yeah, I had a good time. My alarm just went off. Like, this happens every time. I have like 25 alarms, so of course one of them's gonna go off. But yeah, anyways, that is my February wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, there's only like one or two books of this that I loved, so sorry that you didn't get many recommendations. And the ones that I would recommend, like, they're popular, like you've already heard of them. What thumbnail should I do today? Should I like grab a bunch of books and pretend that I read them physically? Yes.